All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fishy Hour. Actually, today is Fishy Hour, but the sub name is Bait Fishing with Roman and Brian. And speaking of Brian, we'll have him join us in about 2 seconds. Brian, you ready? Give me a thumbs up. All right. So here's Brian. What up, Brian? How you doing?
What's up, guys? What's up, Roman? I'm excited about tonight's show. I think we got a good one, huh?
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be fun. Let's do some quick shout outs while we let the music play through. I see Eric. Thanks for jumping in here. Eric, Biggie, and Ramona. Jet, what up?
Right.
Salty in the house. Shoo. Oh yeah, when you guys do a shoo, I have to read it. I have to say it the way it reads. So 2 E's, that's just a shoo. What up, Oscar in the house? Muto, what up, Jet? Brian, showtime. Yeah. I was like, what? I see Dario, what's up, dude? Welcome. Cal, what I missed? Cal, you didn't miss anything. You just got here right on time. Right on. Leonard, what's up, dude? Leonard, thanks again for joining me last night on the water. That was fun. Keeping the scary clown kayak dudes away. Jesus, what's up? Welcome, Jesus from where? From Agua NG here. Agua Negra, what up? Oh, here we go, Cal.
Wow, that's a long
Cal
one,
says, Cal. Roy, what's up? Welcome. Roy is in the house. I see Nightbot responding to Roy with a U. And Leonard says anytime. Cool. So today we have a lot of, Brian put together a great show, I think. Not to put any pressure on you, but I'm excited. I think the idea is great, actually. And guys, feel free to once we get done with this, you know what? Let's just do quick. Let's get the drink done so we can move on to this. This is exciting. I'm trying to jump ahead already. Okay.
So yeah, you're halfway through the show.
I know.
In your mind.
So without further ado, let's do the pop top challenge. So if it's your first time here, we usually, the guest and the host, or in this case the co-host, we pop a top. It could be a beer, it could be like any kind of carbonated drink, and you have to give it a score. 10 being the best pop top you ever heard, and 1 being the worst. So here we go. Brian's gonna go first.
Okay, I've had a pretty good score last week, so let me see if I can keep up with it.
That's like a brutal one, dude. That's awesome.
Wait, I got my extra credit part.
Extra credit. That's so good. That's for the ASMR people in the house. What up?
Right.
9.7, 9.9.
Yes.
Very good.
Right.
Here we go. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Oh no.
I'm gonna give it 2 leans.
Spike. Ooh, that was a pretty good one, I think. That was a good one.
I feel like I need to get a cup for the pour challenge. The pouring is adds another level. I like it.
Yeah, now I got the sensitive mic. I got to take advantage of it.
Leonard got you a 10 for the drink and a 10 for the pour. Very good.
Nice. Thanks, Leonard.
Cheers, everybody. Hope you're having a good Wednesday.
We're halfway to the weekend.
Right.
It's kind of, Wednesday. That's our the hump day, right? We're almost there. We're almost to fishing, guys.
It's the middle of the week.
At least for me.
The top of the mountain, the hump. It's all downhill from here.
You got that right.
Before we continue, though, I do have to give a disclaimer. I haven't had sugar or carbs since last night, and I think I'm getting a little bit of a withdrawal headache, actually.
Oh my god!
Sugar, like I want sugar or I want carbs. So just
you need to go find yourself a pixie stick real quick and take a shot of it.
No. That's the thing. I'm trying to avoid that. I've been like off the wagon for like 2 weeks. So like I've been eating like candy and chocolate and just like pastries with milk. Anyway, yeah. So let's get on with the show. So let's go with the agenda real quick. What's gonna happen so everybody knows what we're doing.
Okay, so do you have any quick announcements you want to make?
Just a reminder.
I'll make an announcement.
What's that?
I'll make a big announcement.
All right, go for it.
Do you guys know what's coming back this Friday? Trivia night. Yeah. So
That's right, guys. We're doing trivia night this Friday. We're gonna do a double episode. Do you know if are you gonna do any kind of prizes?
yeah, well, Cool Baits and I'm gonna donate some prizes. Yeah, I don't know what they are yet, but there'll be some good ones.
Okay, cool. So are we talking like one thing, like one slot? Let's talk about it in slots because I'm doing 2 shirts.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do a first and second place this time.
Ooh.
So there'll be a grand prize and a runner-up. So yeah.
I like that. Okay, cool. So here's what we'll do. First and second is gonna get the first prize and second prize, and then I'll do 2 shirts for third and fourth. That way it's like 4 people are gonna get a gift. Okay, or 4 people are gonna win something. Okay.
Wow, all right.
Okay,
man. It's a bummer because I don't think I can participate in this one, but
cool. All right, so that's what we're doing, guys. That'll be Friday. We're gonna do 24 questions and 4 bonus questions, which is gonna be insane. Awesome. And it's probably gonna last longer than an hour. So just be prepared to go a little bit long, to go past the hour mark, and it's gonna be fun. So invite your friends.
Looking forward to it. Yep. It's been like a month and a half or something since we've had one. So yeah. Those always have been a fun Friday night. So
yeah, it's all fair game. I see Fish Perfect in the house. I see BDG. What's up, dude? Welcome. And Day One's in the house. What's up?
Day One, what's up?
I see Paige. Cool.
Dario, how's it going, man?
Tyler and Todd. What up, Todd?
Give a shout out to Todd, man. Here's my spotty. 20-inch spotty. TV Metal Arts made it for me.
TV Metal Arts body back there. Boom.
You look at my background right above this Cool Bait sticker. That's a 20-inch spotted bay bass made by Todd, TB Metal Arts. It's like a piece of art. He crafted it from a piece of stainless steel, painted it. It's beautiful. I love it. Nice. Thank you, Todd.
Welcome. And then, hey, what's up, Mike? Welcome to the show. And then this is a beautiful yellowtail that Todd also did. This is tbmetalart.com if you guys want to go check out his work. Any fish you can think of, he's probably already done it. If not, he's up to the challenge. So hit him up. Okay, so let's go back to split screen with Brian. Mad respect, Brian Roman says Paige. Thanks, Paige. Okay, so here, Paige, also let us know. I know you have some D rigs ready or cracking. Let us know when those are ready to go, and we'll send some traffic your way. So let's go over the agenda, guys. Ready?
Oh yeah. So the announcements now. The world record. You guys know I've been talking about this world record, trying to get the line category. So I don't really have any updates on that yet. I'm putting together the email to send to Nick, who's going to use that email to present mid-October to see if we can get that on the ballot to be for it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you guys are gonna have to go back 1 or 2 shows. Basically, I'm trying to get a line rating for the spotted bay bass as a world record. And so no big updates on that right now. I guess the only update I could give on that is, guess what, guys? I fished my 2-pound setup this weekend. I talked about it last week. And I put a 2-pound mono line on here on kind of a 500 size reel. And I fished it this weekend, and I got 2 fish on it. And I caught them on the Cool Bait. And man, I'll tell you, Roman, when you catch a fish on a 2-pound line, It is a battle. I'm telling you, it was interesting. I don't know if you guys heard it, but my drag was going, and I was nervous to kind of tighten it down because it's so light. But I was able to get in 2 small fish, like 10-inch fish. But it gave me the feeling of what it's like to cast a 2-pound line too, which is usually you're just pretty much whipping it out there. I was nervous to do that. It goes far though, because the line's so light, but you don't have to put a lot of effort into it casting it. So I'm practicing my 2-pound setup. I mean,
that's super cool. That's fun. So did anything break you off?
I only caught 2 fish, and the fishing was so slow that I kind of went back to my norm to just try to catch fish. So I guess going into that, let's talk about Saturday's fishing. Oh my gosh! So
do you want to do? Let's just do like a bullet point of what we're going to cover today, so people would stick around.
Okay.
Before we go into
bullet points. Yeah. Okay, so we just talked about world record. We're going to talk about Saturday fishing. We're going to talk about, and guess what, guys? Saturday was slow. So I have put together a chart, some numbers, calculations, and we're trying to figure out why it was so slow on Saturday versus the prior Saturday and weeks before that. So we're trying to figure out why Saturday was so slow. Yep. And I put together a chart. I'm going to break down that. We're going to go over items inside your kayak or boat. So items that, besides your reel and rod and lures, we're talking about like items that you use during fishing that we think you should have on your boat or might want to consider getting them because you're going to need them sooner or later.
Right. Like you won't need them on every catch, but you will need them eventually. Right.
And our big topic tonight, okay, so watching this, talking to Roman and talking to all you guys know all the fishing terms. So when I say dink, most of you guys know what a dink is. But I realize so many people that are new are watching this show, and me and Roman and you guys are putting out all these bay terms and fishing terms, and they're probably like, what the heck does all that mean? Yeah. So tonight, we're going to break down 33 different vocabulary terms. Right. I don't know if it's called vocabulary or
bay
slang.
Fishing vocabulary, yeah.
Bay fishing vocabulary. We're going to break down 32 words and tell you what they mean. So hopefully if you watch this and you're new, you're going to realize what all these weird words we're using are. Because I know when, like, I'm going to just say Coach, when Coach starts talking about offshore fishing out, who knows where he's at? Sometimes he blurts out words. I have no idea what they mean. So I'm hoping we could educate the show on vocabulary terms for the bay.
Yeah, I like it. I like Muto says lingo. I like tribal. Yeah. It's our tribal words, I guess you could say, because it's like part of our tribe.
Yeah, the bay words. I don't even know if these are just SoCal bay words, but they're, let's call them fishy hour lingo.
And Oscar would be a good person to check with. Like he's in Texas, so he can let us know if that's also something they use in Texas.
Yeah, and then if we get through that, we still have a little bit more time. We're going to go over what most of us have done. What do you do when you catch a bird?
Okay.
So that is a show tonight. If it goes short, we may slip in a little bit of talk about crankbaits. Cool. So we can at least talk about one bait tonight.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. I think it's going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to the vocabulary talk.
Perfect. All right, guys. Before we continue on, though, let's see that like button get smashed, guys, because I see 22 people watching and 6 likes. That's not right. That ain't right. That's good. No, do me a favor, hit that like button, guys, so that YouTube knows to push us out to other people that are subscribed to the channel and maybe they haven't gotten the notification yet. Sometimes YouTube will say, hey, well, let's see how it does with the first 10 people. And if those people like it, then we'll push it out to another 10 people. And then if they like it, we'll push it out to another 20 people. Anyway, that's how it works. So it's very important that you guys hit that like button as soon as you remember to do so. So here's a quick little friendly reminder. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is I know a lot of you guys have seen me use a Bixby for the past the past 3 or 4 weeks. I'm doing a brand deal with them where I'm making videos. It's a paid thing. So part of the reason why I borrowed it was I wanted to make sure that it was something that I would recommend, I would actually use, and that it would actually make my fishing better or not, right? Now I can say without a doubt that it has made my fishing more enjoyable, and I think it's easy to see. So if you guys are interested in a Bixby or whatever, they will have. I just talked to them today. They will have. I think if you went to buy it earlier, it's like on back order. They're gonna have a bunch of units in a couple of weeks, so they'll be able to ship them in a couple of weeks. So if you guys have been kind of looking at it and weren't sure whether to get it or not because it says that they're back ordered, they will have new units in about a couple of weeks. So you could potentially get it in the mid-October. So that's another thing. And the last thing on that Bixby topic is the link is in the chat I just put in. If you use that link to purchase your Bixby, I get a percentage of that purchase, and that's kind of a way for me to raise money to help do this show. And the last thing on that, and I know I said that was the last thing, but the last thing on that was we'll be borrowing some demo Bixbys from these guys, and I will have some units that I'll be able to lend you guys on some of our outings. So that's kind of one of the things I try to work into the deal that kind of adds to the benefit of you guys just being part of the MMFC. So anyway, that's a little quick update. I think I'm done with all the updates. Let's push on.
Well, hey, one thing I gotta say, yep. A Bigsby is an electric motor under your kayak, right?
Yep.
So I've seen you using that, and it looks awesome. The only thing you need to add now is so that your chair, when you hit that motor, reclines back, so you can take a nap when you're out to your spot.
Exactly, dude.
You get a recliner option. You'll be set.
That's so true. That's funny. That's funny. If the Bixby link doesn't work, you basically just go to romancastro.com/Bixby. So here you go. www.romancastro.com/Bixby. If you go to that link, Jesus, it'll tell you where it is or what it is. Cool. All right. So let's get started with what's the first topic?
Saturday fishing. So MMFC went out on Saturday, and guys, you guys that were out there know it was rough. I mean, I think I caught 4 fish when I first got there. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be good. And then I went, I think, almost 2 hours without a bite. I was like, what is going on? So, and then throughout the day, I kind of sporadically got a few fish. Ended with 12, but trust me, guys, it was a hard 12. I had to earn that 12. So, that's not a horrible day. It's not like I skunked, but when I fish like 8 hours, I usually expect a little bit more than that. So it was a slow day. I know a lot of guys were getting 1s, 2s, 5s. I think Leonard might have had 7. He was kind of up there. And
I was talking about it with Leonard last night. Like I was like, hey, so he's like, yeah, I was ahead of Brian at one point. And then I was like, did you let him know? I was like, did you make sure and say, hey, Brian, I'm leaving. I'm done fishing. And just for the record, I'm ahead.
Yeah, Leonard was slaying it out there. I don't know what he was doing. He must have been using live bait or something. I'm just kidding, Leonard. You're an awesome fisherman. It was still a fun day. And you know why it was fun? Because we live in San Diego. We're out on the beautiful bay. I mean, a bad day of fishing is still a great day, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't complain at all. Anytime I can get out on the water and just be out there, I'm happy.
Exactly. Super cool.
So, Saturday, slow. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is figure out why on Saturday, I'm going to bring out the whiteboard again, guys. So why on Saturday was it so slow compared to the previous Saturday or previous Sunday I fished there 6 days before?
Hey, Brian, I'm going to put you on full screen, okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you want to go full screen. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no. So me and Roman were trying to figure this out, and we have a few hypotheses before I even did all this, but let me show you something. Okay, go full screen. Okay. Bust this out. I hope you guys can read it. I kind of...
Oh, man, that looks juicy. I like it.
Okay, so here's a chart. So I'm gonna hold it close for a second, and I'm gonna pull it back so I can read it.
That's good. And just angle it down a little bit. So they can, yeah, like that. Perfect.
Good. Okay. So I've broken it down here, guys. I know this is probably getting ridiculous, but I've taken 2 of my best days of the summer fishing, the September 13th and September 19th, 2 days apart. And 19th is the day I was talking about that was pretty slow. July 12th, I caught 51 fish. August 22nd, I caught 47, which is huge days. And then September 13th, 29, and last weekend, 12. So you can see there's kind of a pattern of it slowing down, I guess. And this is how I broke it down, guys. So temperature, this is the outside temperature. So pretty similar every day, 80 degrees, 80 degrees, 77, 78. So the temperature I don't think was a huge factor. So the temperature pretty close those days. Barometric pressure, almost the same every day. So I'm going to eliminate that as a variable. I don't think it was a barometric pressure. Wind, we had an 8 mile, 6 mile, 9 mile, and 9 mile. So a little bit windier, but nothing too crazy on those specific days. Now here's one thing I want to point out is the tide. So the tide on the day I did really good. If you look down here, I've done the tide waves for those days. Can you see that, Roman?
Yep.
The bottom there?
Yep.
Okay, so on the day I did best, we had a 6.5 hour incoming tide. Like the whole session we were out there, it was a slow, steady tide, and it was a 3.6 foot tide. So it wasn't a very big tide swing, maybe like probably middle, I would say. It's not like huge, it's not like small, but it was a steady tide. And that landed 51 fish. So I think that might have something to do with it. On the day I did 47, it was basically 6 hours of tide fishing, 4 hours in and 2 hours out I did that day. So a lot of tide fishing, but it was more of a roller coaster at a 5.3 foot tide swing. So from the lowest tide to the highest tide was 5.3. So the water was rushing in and rushing out pretty good that day. Okay, then on the September 13th, it was just like a gradual tide, 2.5 out, 4.1 in, and I caught 29 fish. And the day we did this Sunday or Saturday, the day we didn't do very good, it was a huge tide, 6.1 feet. And I think I've always kind of said that sometimes too much tide screws things up a little bit, because you get that 6 foot tide. The guys that were out there know, because when it was coming in, it was rushing in. I mean, it was coming in strong. And I think one of the reasons is that it was slow is because we had such a big tide swing. A 6.1 foot incoming tide is a lot of water rushing in. But the other thing I want to point out is look at the water. Okay, and just to go down to the next line item, the moon. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I put it in there just so we know. On the best day, we had a 54% moon. The moon was 251,000 miles away from Earth.
Nice.
Then a 19%, 18%, and an 8% moon. So the moons, no full moons or nothing weird on those days. The moon was closest or furthest from the planet on my best day. I don't know if that makes any difference, but the moon was about 30,000 miles further from Earth on that day. So I don't know. That's a stat, I guess.
That's a lot of cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, just like very, very detailed, and like you start to see things. Go ahead. This is good.
And I think one of the biggest things here is, if you look, guys, a trending water temperature. So in August, or in July, I mean, it was 73.8, August 73.4, and then in the last 2 weekends, it's kind of taken a dip. So we were down to 66 degrees on that day. So I think I'm going to hypothesize the two. Actually, my conclusion is I think the two biggest factors were water temperature and huge tide swing, that 6.1 foot tide swing. I think it was too much water, stirs up the bottom, lays the eelgrass over, kind of disturbs the water, the clarity. So I think it was slow because of those two factors. And also, I noticed that there was a ton of bait in the water. Did you notice that? Everywhere I seemed to pull up and started fishing, I'd look around and there was bait in the water.
Yep.
So maybe the spotties were full. They've been gorging on bait fish, and they're still laying their gut on the bottom of the sand, just resting. I don't know.
So interesting. Very cool.
So what I'm trying to point out, guys, is next time you go fishing, maybe look at the tide charts, look at all these variables, and consider if that's a good day of fishing or when the best time to fish is. I know we always meet like 7 to 2, so we just, no matter what the conditions are, we just want to get out and fish. But if you have like a 5-day period and you're selecting like the perfect day to go out and fish, and you want to really nerd out,
I'm laughing at Paige's comment. It says, "So awesome, Brian." I don't want to even say that. Every time I study hard. Anyway, go read the comment when you get a second. It's hilarious. Okay, very good. So let us know, guys, what you guys think about this this information. If you guys like this kind of presentation, because it's amazing. I'm like over here like fascinated. I'm like don't even know what to say. But yeah, you can definitely start to see patterns.
Yeah, I think the water temperature has a lot to do with it, because believe it or not, we're almost to October, so we're getting into the end of summer here. Right? But is summer officially over? If not, it's getting close.
Yeah,
so
I think yesterday was the official first day of fall.
I know when we go out and fish spotties in January, February, those colder months is definitely slower, because we're all at that time we're like, oh, I can't wait till summer comes around. It's going to be crazy this year.
So you know what like kind of interests me and motivates me is to just keep going with. I've been flaking on my reports on documenting my fishing reports. So like, yeah, that was like 3 days worth of information. Can you imagine if you had all your sessions in that much detail? Do you keep track of that?
I know I don't keep track of like what fish, but just numbers. I know how many fish I catch every time I go out, because I keep track of the total number, but I don't keep track of like 6 halibuts, 5 spotties, 3 calicos. It's there. I know there's a guy out there that you interviewed once that does that, and that guy's awesome. Kevin would write down every fish he caught and every fish the persons he were out with caught, what they caught it on.
I mean, it makes sense. Once you have enough information, it's going to be easier to see patterns,
I think there's an application in our fish finders that allow us to do that. There's like a note section in there, but that's a lot of work. So
yeah, it's a lot of typing on a touch screen.
That's a lot of work. So, but cool. I hope that kind of breaks it down. I think if you're going to go on and check, we always talk about tide swings. That's probably one of the big things I'd check, and water temp. And we can't control that either, but those are two big factors, I think.
Very cool. All right, let's go through some comments real quick. So, Doug, what up? Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Dog Dude Drone, what's up, Zach? I thought the huge incoming 6-foot tide was gonna bear money. Last Friday, I got 2 spotties and a small halie. Not bad, but I thought it was gonna be lights out. So
yeah, I'm thinking. I think to me the best tide swing is between 3.5 feet and maybe just under 5. I think that's like a sweet zone where the water's not rushing too much and it's not slow.
I like the image that you put out of the current flattening out the eelgrass. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, as a diver, you probably have you diving. Is it diving? Dove? Have you dove in conditions where there's a ton of current, and what does the bottom look like?
Yeah, it looks just like that. Yeah, it's flat. Yeah,
it's flat, and then I imagine there's a bunch of debris because I could see it like sticks and dead eelgrass and just garbage coming through the water.
It would affect, I think. That's interesting, especially after like a really high tide, and where the water reaches a different level where it hasn't been that often, so it's got a whole bunch of debris to bring into the water, a bunch of stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Because every time the tide goes down, look at the riprap and rocks. You'll see all that dead eelgrass, all that stuff. So as soon as it comes up, that stuff's been sitting there for days. It's just a mess.
It gets washed back in. Very true. Let's see. Captain Dan says, Professor Brian nails it. Yeah, thumbs up. Awesome. Dario says, this is cool. I always thought about having some sort of log, but I've been neglecting it. Yeah, Dario, we gotta start logging. Definitely something we need to start doing. What's up, Rusty? Rusty S in the house. What do you look for on your fish finder when fishing for halibut? Well, that's a very specific question.
We talked about this. You want to field that, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll do it real quick. So I look for transitions between grass and sand, and transitions between rocks and sand. So little channels, basically, any spot like an elevation change would be good. Anywhere where like there's current flowing over or a little bump, that's where like the halibut would sit and hide, and whenever something swims over it or coming out of the eelgrass or going into the eelgrass, it can ambush it. That's how they hide. Yep.
I agree totally. And one other pro tip is when you find one, there's probably more there. So if you find a halibut and it's not legal, keep trying, because usually they're around in a group. So
Jesus has a good question. He's a comment. He says, I just go out when I have time. And that's true. We usually go out when we have time as well. But it's good to still know the tides and the current and what it's doing and what to expect, because that can tell you where to fish. Like if you're going to go to a spot that's like good when there's a lot of current, and that happens to be a day when there's current or there's a tide shift. I mean, there's always a tide shift, but when there's actually moving water, then you go to that spot. But if you're going to be fishing and the window lines up so that you're in slack tide most of the time that you're fishing, then maybe you want to go fish a dock or something that's doesn't depend so much on the current, right?
Yep, I agree with that. And you know what? And if you show up and fishing's like horribly slow and you're like, ugh, give it time. I always say, wait. When it comes, it's going to come. So check. If you're fishing and it's really slow, go on your phone real quick, check the tide, and be like, oh, okay, the tide's going to be coming in 20 minutes. So I want to go position myself in my best spot, because that's when the fishing's going to be best.
Awesome. Zach says, sorry to change the subject, but I found out you can fish off of the little pier bridge at Children's Pool. Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Cool.
But like,
did you say you saw a huge calico there once?
Yeah, if you get anything there, you probably have to reel it up pretty fast before the seals get it from your line, probably. So that's probably why people don't fish there. If you're fishing with live bait, especially the seals are gonna eat your bait. Okay, let's see. Fish Perfect says, agreed. Seems like medium tide swing is best. Cool. Coach says not too good for a spot. Okay, good. Not too good of a spot to Zach. Okay, well, that's a side conversation. We'll let them figure that out. Fish Perfect says, any perspective on incoming and outgoing tide? I have not seen a big difference yet. So Brian actually talked about this 2 weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah, so my breakdown on in and out is it depends on your location. Some spots are hot on the in, some spots are hot on the out. And that was my tip last week, and that's you guys have to figure that out. But basically, I drew it. Go back to last week's show, and I drew a graph of a drop off and the water going one way and the water going the other, and why that spot would be better on an in or out. So go back to last week's show if you didn't see it, and we'll talk about the ins. I talk about the ins and outs on that. But my big hint on that is sometimes I give this spot away because everybody fishes it. The Baha'i restaurant, there's like an area out there, and that area is only good on in or out. So go figure out which one it is.
Nice.
But you'll fish there, you'll catch nothing, and you'll go back on a different tide and be like, oh man, this place is crazy. So
good. Perfect. So I know that we're doing a good service to the fishing community because now we're even thinking about referencing old episodes. So that's cool. Like, whoa, oh yeah, we covered that one. So
yeah,
that reminds me of an announcement I need to make, and I forgot to make this earlier today. Is guys, I'm looking for somebody or some bodies. We talked about this last week, or actually on Monday, to help me transcribe or timestamp episodes. So I think shot sheet is what Captain Dan calls it. A shot sheet, basically a time code of what was covered. And if you're going to be rewatching these episodes anyway, do me a favor and get in contact with me. I put a Facebook post up in the Mad Max Fishing Club Facebook group. And I'm basically trying to make all these episodes indexable so we can put them on fishyhour.com, and then you guys can go through and search for them. And for example, like Fish Perfect has this question. If we're not live at that time and he needs to ask that question, he can ask that question. Difference between incoming and outgoing tide on a spot, that's something we covered. So he could potentially search for that term or search for that phrase on the website and then go watch that episode where we actually covered it. And especially now that we told him that we covered it last week, he can go to last Wednesday's episode and watch it. Or if he doesn't know that what episode it was, he can just kind of search the website for it, and the website will tell him what episode to go to. So it's super cool. All right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to skip to some of these comments, guys. Let's see. Good. Okay. Just basically more halibut advice. Guys, our comment section is awesome because you guys are getting like bonus advice from everybody else that we can't fully cover on the show. So that's great. Just read the comments. Never thought so much info would be needed. Sounds like a fresh water tip. Cool. Like a fresh water tip. Cool.
Hey, this is what fishermen do when they're at home thinking about it. I don't necessarily make a chart all the time, but I try to in my mind think of what did I do right or what did I do wrong, and when I get out there next time, what am I going to do differently?
Super good. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna usher the show forward because we have a lot of terms to cover.
And, we do.
Yeah. Cool. So
we got one more quick subject.
Okay, go for it.
Before we get to vocab terms. Okay, I mentioned this earlier. Sorry, we're kind of rushing this, guys, but we got a lot to talk about and a little time to do it in, right? Is that what Willy Wonka says? No. Swipe that or whatever.
Yeah.
So, items that I bring on my boat and items you bring on your kayak or items you bring out fishing that we think are important. So, do you want to start off with the first item?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll start with one of the things I didn't know I needed it until I needed it. That's kind of a good way to categorize these things.
Yeah,
you need scissors or nail clippers to cut your line. You need like a fishing line. You need the hooks. You need baits. You need sunscreen, I guess.
A reel and a rod.
Yeah. So the thing that I didn't know I needed until I needed it was this thing. These are called hemostats. I guess they're called hemostats. They pinch and they remain closed. I use them to pull out hooks inside fish where my fingers can't reach in there far enough. Or sometimes you have to go in from the gill side to grab the hook and push it towards the front. And then you let it go. And then that's a good way to kind of get the hooks that are way back there in their palate. But it gives the fish it gives me another chance to get in there deep and take the hook out. If I can't get it with these, I pretty much just cut the line and let it go with the hook. It's
I think I'm not quite as gentle as you, but
Oh,
this is what I use for the same purpose,
oh, cool.
which is a set of aluminum, look like needle nose pliers, but they're made by P-Line. Same process. When I can't reach in and pop the hook out myself, I use these. If you don't have these, expect to need them sooner or later because a fish is going to inhale that bait once, and you're not going to be able to get your fingers down in there. So always bring a pair of pliers or hemostats or something to get that deep hook out. And this is what I use for that.
Very funny. Zach, HTX Polestar, he's in Texas, so he doesn't know about El Cajon Boulevard. Just FYI.
Is that kind of show tonight?
On the other thing, on the pliers, if you're fishing anything with treble hooks, guys, I think if we have time tonight, I doubt we will. We were talking a little bit about crankbaits. If you're fishing anything with treble hooks, I'm talking like what are they called? I'm spacing. Jig paras and axe blades and crankbaits and stick baits, all that stuff that has treble hooks, dude, get some pliers. Like, don't want to be messing around with that. You don't know when the fish is gonna thrash and it's gonna hook your hand.
Especially if you catch a barracuda and you don't want to touch that thing. With barracudas, I just hang them over and I use my pliers and I just shake that thing off because you don't want to touch those things. And then they get going a million miles an hour and you got treble hooks flying everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't want to reach in there and pull that hook out. So I think that's probably one of the most necessary gear that I'm going to recommend too is a pair of pliers. So you have to have those. I don't think you should go out.
Let's do Hyder's got a question. He says he needs an audible answer because he's only listening. Okay. What's a good hook sharpener? Ooh. That's interesting.
I don't have a specific thing made to sharpen hooks. I use the same thing you would sharpen a knife with, which is this. It looks like a little plastic thing, and it's I think it's called diamond tips or something, and it's what you use to fine sharpen a knife, and that's what I use. I don't have anything specific for that. Just the same way I sharpen a knife, I just take it over that.
I don't think my gear lasts long enough for me to sharpen it. Like, I usually,
to be honest with you, I rarely sharpen hooks either. Only on the irons because they have the ring, the welded ring, and you can't take them off.
Salty said that's why all my troubles are dull. Can't hurt me, and I'm too lazy to replace them. Like,
yeah, dull trouble. If you set that thing really hard, will work, but you don't want to miss that world record fish, right?
That's true.
So, but for me, I replace the troubles if they're on a split ring. If they're on that welded ring, and I don't want to mess with that, the big treble hooks on that's the only ones I would ever consider sharpening. So,
excuse me. So BDG says hemostats and line nippers on a zipper and neck lanyard. Yep, that's good. Cutting the line and cool.
It's always hard when you have something, you're sitting on something, you can't find your pliers. It's so frustrating. Where did I put my pliers?
Right.
So
exactly.
A lanyard would be nice. Okay, next piece of gear, Roman. I'm gonna show off. You've already kind of talked about it. Is braid cutters. These are the braid cutters I normally use. Just something simple. Did you say you use nail clippers?
I use little scissors. I actually have a pair of scissors. I have the stuff that I take besides this is a pair of scissors and they're like the Shimano ones, like the fancy ones. Okay. And fish grips. I have that little seat adapter from what's called Burley Pro. That's on the side of my seat, and it just kind of fits. It's like rotor molded, so it fits there. Yeah, it's like handy. I use it, take it out, pop it, put it back in. It's like a holster.
This I connect onto like my.
Oh, that's cool.
My loop. It's got like a little carabiner on it. It holds my braid cutters, and it's got my fish counter. So every time I catch a fish, I think I showed this in another show, but basically what this thing is. This is not necessary. This is just to keep track. But every time you click this, it adds a fish. So then at the end of the day, you can look and have an honest number on how many fish you catch.
That's when I would feel like I'm a legit spotty angler. It's like when I feel like I gotta get a clicker. That's cool. I don't feel like I made it yet, Brian. Dang it.
You've made it. You've made it.
I need a clicker. That's good.
They're Rapala. They're like $5. Go get one. Put it on your list.
Hyder, we're talking about one of those like clickers that like a number clicker.
Yeah, I think these things are used for like counting crowds, but
That's so funny.
Rapala took advantage of it. It's actually made by Rapala, and they put it out and they sold it to fishermen.
Funny. Very cool. Okay, someday I would love to have a necessity to need a fish counter clicker. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. All right, that's pretty good.
Let me go over more things real quick
because
I don't know. Okay, do you guys use this? This is something I use a lot. A lot.
I don't.
Well, what do you think I use this for?
I'm gonna say. I don't know.
Okay, so when you're traveling with your poles, you're going from spot A to spot B, and you're taking your drop shot, right? You've got your hook set up, and you got that weight kind of bouncing around, right, on your drop shot or dropper loop or whatever you're fishing. And by the time you get there, it's wrapped around everything. You know, it's a mess. So I always take this, and when I'm done with that pole, I take a little piece of it, I wrap it around the weight and tape it to the side of the pole so it stays in place everywhere I go. So it's not
very cool.
So when it's not wrapped around all three poles, or it's not, and it doesn't damage the line. So Scotch tape, I use it for all kinds of weird stuff sometimes.
That's cool.
And sometimes if I have my jig par and I think it's somewhere, if somebody's on my boat is going to get hooked by it, like if it's on the sides or something, I'll put some tape over the treble just so they don't get hooked. So if I take somebody new out that doesn't fish, and I'm afraid of treble hooks being on the boat.
They're leaning on rods and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a safety tape too. So Scotch tape, use it. Use it on your drop so your weight doesn't fall off or get tangled. Next thing I bring is these big guys. I don't see you see these, but these are like and these are like an emergency thing. If you need to cut a big treble hook, let's just say you push it through, you need to cut that barb off or cut something big and heavy, metal, like you've just got hooked. And let's say you need to quickly cut off the split rings to take off the next treble hook so you get that treble hook off. I carry these as like an emergency thing because these will cut through any of those big rings, any of those things for an emergency thing. I can cut that treble hook off in the front and then remove the second one if there's an emergency. So I like these for, I've never had to use this, but an emergency pair of pliers, just a big set.
Yeah, that's cool. It's the Rusty has one. He says super glue for cuts, especially fishing for spotties.
Yeah, first have a minimal first aid kit. You know, at least something you can, because you don't, if you get cut by a spotty or you get cut by a fish or something, there's a lot of bacteria in that. So carry some antiseptic wipes or something that you can clean a squirt, something you can clean a wound with really quick and easy. Just something to have.
Oscar says, "Dang, that's for cutting like number 9 wire."
It's for an emergency.
That's so good. John says, how do you keep everything from rusting? Tools and clippers, etc.
So the key is when you go to buy stuff, like these pliers are made out of 100% aluminum, get salt rated gear. So when you buy it, check the materials it's made out of. So I kept going through these constantly, buying the Harbor Freight ones, the Craftsman ones, just regular needle nose, and they'd freeze up in a week. And I'll keep these an entire season, and they still work perfectly. So the materials, John, are super important, what they're made out of.
I had a pair of those. I lost them at Miramar Reservoir.
I have dropped those in the water, I think 3 times. I think I'm on my 4th pair.
They were sitting on top of my anchor line. I dropped the anchor, and then they went, and they just went with it. I was like, whoa, there it goes. That sucks. Yeah.
I know. And you know what's weird is they come with like a lanyard and everything, but I don't use them enough to justify having them connected to me all the time. But okay, the last thing I'm gonna mention, and of course I'm gonna do real quick, easy stuff. A buff, definitely wear a buff, sun protection, and keep one of these on your boat, a rag. I'm sure you have a rag on your boat. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, anytime you're out fishing, you're gonna be dealing with fish and who knows what, fish pooping on you, birds pooping on you, all kinds of weird stuff. And a rag is nice to have. And sometimes if I catch like a fish that I don't want to touch, I'll hold it in the rag and kind of shake whatever is in its mouth out with the rag. So always carry a rag, guys.
Very cool. Captain Dan says Lucas makes products called Toolbox Buddy to help prevent rusting tools. Hashtag shameless plug. Hashtag get Lucas Oils to sponsor the show.
That'd be awesome. So, okay, my most important thing. I don't see any of you guys using it. This is what I want you to go get. I've been talking about it for about a month.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
out a scale, for the love of gosh. Would you guys please? I've got 4 of them here. You know what?
Okay.
I think...
Let's do this real quick. Since you have those 4 scales, how would you rate them from the best to the worst?
Okay, well, they're different price ranges too. So this is the this is the Amazon model. This is what I use to weigh my backpack when I go backpacking,
Cool.
and this is like $10, free shipping. But it works. It's not made for fishing, but it's a scale. It works. It's got the hook. So $10, free shipping. The weight seems to be accurate. It's fine. Next level up is this little Rapala guy, $20. It's made by Rapala. Does the same thing as that. It's just a 1-button kind of weigh your fish. It doesn't like keep the weight or anything for you. You know, it doesn't go to the highest weight and store that weight. So it's a basic one, but hey, it'll weigh a fish. Next one is this guy right here. The advantage of this one is it's got the fish lip. So you put the fish's lip in here, and then while you're holding it, taking your picture or whatever, you know, you're holding like this, and it's giving you your weight right here. So this one's good if you don't like handling fish, because you can just reach in, grab it, and lift it up. So that's a good one. This is the tournament model. This one's really cool. So this is a tournament model. Yeah. And this one's a little more advanced. It's got the fish clip on it, and it will store up to 8 fish.
Oh, wow.
And it'll give you the total weight of all 8 fish. So if you're in a tournament fishing 3 or 5 fish for weight, it'll tell you on the bottom what your total weight is, and you can scroll through and see what each fish weighed. So this is the tournament.
Like a live well. So is that waterproof?
Water resistant. I don't think you can take it in the water, but it's water resistant.
Cool. Yeah, Bo, that's a great question. So I need to look around and find one that's like waterproof for the kayak. It makes
I think they're all pretty water resistant, but I think if you dropped it in, I don't know.
Yeah, because
I'll give you the price. This one's $45. I think this one's $49, and then 20 and 10. So
all right, there you go. So it's a range for everybody. Cool. Let's see. All right, it looks good. Good chat. Stream is still healthy. Everything is looking good. We're at 7:50, so we're almost at the hour mark.
Sorry, guys. So we better get to our main subject tonight.
The main topic for the night, guys, is
bait
fishing lingo, or bait fishing
lingo.
Bait fishing tribal words, I guess.
We're gonna try to explain to guys that maybe not, like I said, sometimes when coach talks, I'm like, what does that mean?
All right, before we start though, 30 people watching, 24 likes. Hit that like button, guys, because it's obviously working. Because since I think YouTube is pushing it out, since people are liking the show. So do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. If you already hit it, don't hit it again, because then you're gonna unlike it. Right. So just hit it once, and then do me a favor. We're gonna go over a lot of words that we use in fishing. So if you have friends that are trying to get into fishing, and this would be a great episode for them to watch, especially live if they have any questions, because we're gonna go through 33 terms that we use as in bait fishing that it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna take this video and actually make it into its own video too. So invite anybody that you want to invite at this point, because it's about to get even more awesome. I think it's been pretty awesome already. Okay, ready?
So we have so many words, so I think certain words we'll spend a little bit of time on, but others are pretty self-explanatory, so we might go quick. But the way I think I'm going to do this, Roman, is I'm going to say the word, you say the definition, and I'll say if I agree or have something to add on. Okay, you ready?
All right, cool. Make that 25, Roman. Oh, it's not even 25. We have over 30. Oh, there you go.
Right.
Thank you, Arnie.
All right. First word. This was pretty easy one. We'll start you out with a softball. Jetty.
All right, cool. That's like the entrance to a bay, basically, or like a rock structure, like a jetty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all you guys said, hey, we're gonna go fish the jetty. You're fishing the entrance to the bay.
Right. So exactly. So when we say we're gonna fish, we'll be fishing Mission Bay and we'll fish in the jetty. So that's where we are. We're in the channel, right? Or like when we do San Diego Bay and we're fishing the jetty, it's Zuniga, right? It's like out there. It's like the entrance to the bay, right?
Yep. Yep. Okay. Next word. Shore pounder.
Ooh, shore pounder is somebody who's fishing from shore. That don't have a way to get on a kayak or float tube or any of that stuff, but just basically walking around, casting from shore wherever it's legal to fish from. And if you're doing that, you need a fishing license. You can't just fish without a license like you can on a pier.
Yep. Okay. Dink.
Dink, a spotted.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah, but that was during Instagram. So a short, no, not a short. That's different. A small spotted bay bass. I'd say like under 8 inches, under 7 inches.
8 or 9 inches.
8 or 9 inches. Go ahead.
So a lot of people say, "Oh, I just caught a dink." That's kind of the term, or it's just a dink. So a dink is a small spotted bay bass. We're thinking 8 or 9 inches or less.
Cool, perfect.
Is a dink.
Yep. So they also use the word dink in Texas. Good.
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's a universal word, and also that's the name of my cat.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Legal.
Legal. That's it depends what species of fish, but it basically means that it complies with the regulation to keep. But we don't usually keep. It's just a way for us to say like, yeah, it's a 14-inch fish or it's a whatever size fish for that category.
Yeah, 22-inch halibut.
Salty says dinner.
So yeah, exactly. But a lot of the time you'll hear people say, was it legal or is it legal? And that just means, is it legal to keep and eat, which would be 22 inches for a halibut, 14 for most of the bass. So that's what legal. When you hear legal, that's what people are saying.
Yeah. So the definition changes.
Not like you're fishing legally. It's a legal size fish. Okay.
And then John's asking a non-legal. So the gap between a legal fish and a dink, we call that a short, because it's short of legal. Sorry if I jumped ahead. I just figured it's a good time to cover that gamut, right?
Yeah. So if you catch like a 13 and a half,
that's a short.
That would be a short, just short. Yeah. So.
But if it's a halibut, if it's a 22 and if it's a 21 and a half, that's a short halibut.
Yeah.
Right? What would be
that's dink? A bummer.
That's a bummer too. Yeah. Cool. So I got the we see some light bulbs going off. Cool. Awesome, John.
Okay. Flatty.
Oh, flatty is a halibut, also known as a boom.
Angry butt. Yeah, so flatty, also a term for halibut. So
and Oscar calls those flounders. Yeah, so similar genus, I guess.
Yep. Okay, here's a weird one. 10er, 11er, 12er.
Oh. I don't know. I'm grasping.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I always say that's the length. So it's you're pulling in a spotty. It looks like a 12er, looks like an 11er. You're guessing the length of it. So a lot of people go, "Oh man, that's a 13er, maybe a 14er, maybe a." So anytime you say a number with an I've noticed that's you guessing what you think it's going to be.
Okay, got it.
It's around. Or if you don't measure it, you're like, it was around 11er, 12er, maybe a 13er. Cool. You know, so the after a number, I think is the guess.
So Gatku Pole Spears, it's a company that makes pole spears here in San Diego. They have a 10er, a 12er, like that. They call those the lengths of this pole spear. So that's what kind of threw me off.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. People are answering for you.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
So somebody just typed in shoe as in
as in shoe.
I know how to pronounce it that way. Okay. A slayer.
That's somebody who catches fish all the time, and they're consistently catching fish, no matter what conditions, like above average, I think.
Yeah, or some people just have a day where they slayed it. So that would be like a slayer. So you could be a slayer. You're a guy out there. You're catching fish. You're the man. You're the slayer. Or you just had an off day and you say, "I slayed it.
I slayed it." Oscar said, "That's not me." And then Salty put an arrow to himself. Said, "This guy." I like it. A good day, says Jason. Exactly.
Good day. So you slayed it. So that's a term I don't know if everybody knows. Okay, here's one that I say that I don't know if everybody says it, but it's on. And
yeah.
Okay, you guys might hear me say that, but it's on.
I think.
So what is your definition of that?
When you get a bite, like when you get bit.
But mainly when I say it's on, like okay, I've caught 2 fish in a row, 2 catfish, the tide's changing, all of a sudden the fishing's got good, it's on. So
Bites,
you say it's on, that means the fishing's starting to get good.
Okay, got it. So Doug says biting, and then Salty says the bite's on. Yep, that makes sense.
Bite on, it's on. Let's do it, guys.
Oh, that's a good one. Dog Dude Drone said farmed. Is that on the list?
No, I've never heard of that.
It's a good one. Yeah, farmed. It's when you like when you whiff.
Oh, okay.
Or like you cast and you just like do a terrible cast. You farmed it.
Farmed it. Okay. Is that like slang for like a
like in spearfishing you farmed it like the fish are swimming next to you and you shoot at it and you think you're gonna get it and it's just like completely missed it. Like if it was a big farm, you still would have. Like if it was a barn, you would have missed it. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, that's a different thing.
I've never. I just learned something. Okay, I farmed it. Do that a lot. Okay, fresh one.
Okay, so to me, fresh one means there's a fish on like it either just got landed, or there's a fish on the hook like somebody just got bit, kind of like bendo or something.
Yeah, to me, fresh one is I just pulled it out of the water. It's a fish I just caught on the deck, kind of one, fresh one. Okay.
See, Arnie says just got bit, which is kind of how I saw it. Like I see like fresh one equivalent to bendo or like fish on.
Yeah. So your pull bends, and instead of saying fish on, you say fresh one.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or too. I got news. Farmed says hooking up and losing it on the retrieve. Oh, nice. Okay, I see. That's how Zach's defining farmed. Cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Okay. Taking drag.
A fish that's pulling line off of your spool because your drag's loose or it's overwhelming your drag setting.
Yeah. So when you hear that, when you get a fish and your line's like, you hear this noise coming out of your reel, it's like, you're using spinning reel. Yep. That's the fish taking your drag out. So it's pulling the line out. And that's probably, to me, the most exciting part about fishing is when you get a big fish and that drag goes off. Oh, that's the best.
Also known as peeling drag and screaming drag, says Zach and Oscar. Screamer.
Yep.
Says Salty. Good. Yep. Very cool.
Okay. Bent.
That means that you're bit, like your rod is bent over because there's a fish on.
Yeah, I just think of your fishing pole bent. Yeah. That's exactly what it means.
It's exciting bent. Just to think about that.
Bent. Oh, my pole just got bent. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
Bendo.
Yeah, bendo. That's the other word. Okay, bounce.
A retrieve technique, a fishing technique where you're making your lure touch the bottom and then you're twitching it up so it bounces to the next spot. So you're bouncing it on the.
Yeah, that. But think about after you caught the fish.
Oh, interesting. So you're you're basically the momentum of the. You're not lipping the fish. You're using the rod kind of to flip it over the edge of the boat or.
Yeah. So vessel. What that means to me is when you catch a small bass, you don't get out a net.
Yeah.
You just bounce it in the boat. Yeah. So it's like lifting the pole up out of the water, getting the fish out, and then flop it on the deck. I bounce it into the boat.
Yeah, I'm against bouncing, guys. Just so you know, I'm so on the kayak. I'm so low to the water that I just kind of bring it up.
That's true.
I grab the line and I do bounce it, I guess, but I don't get the actual bounce part. I just grab the line and hover over the deck, flip it. I don't actually let it bounce on the deck. So, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's the awesome way to do it on a kayak.
But I would bounce like a yellowtail though. Bam,
like when you're on like a charter boat.
Yeah.
And you catch yellowtail, you don't reach over. You bounce it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or you net it, or you gap it. Something. But I call that the bounce.
Cool. All right, that's good.
Okay, here's one. Foul hook.
That's when you catch a fish, but not in its mouth. Like you accidentally hook like a fin of a stingray or like on the back or something. Just like a weird. Maybe the fish was out there looking at your bait and you twitched it at the right time and you just snagged it. So, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of time with the A rig, I'll feel the bite and if I'm not just, I'll set it, and one of those hooks grabs it, so it's a foul hook on the side. If you hook it anywhere besides its mouth, it's a foul hook.
It's for the most part, it's a legitimate fishing technique. Well, for the most part, it's a legitimate fishing catch, but not if you do it on purpose. So Salty Dangler, Salty said, Mike Long.
Yeah, that's a whole different technique.
Funny.
We don't use long technique. When we foul hook something, it's on accident.
So accidental.
Yeah, accidental
hook.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Good.
Yeah. So we're not intentional foul hooking. Okay. Snag.
When your lure gets caught like on a structure or grass and it's hard to get it out. Sucks.
Yeah. Snag. It's basically that term's universal. You snagged on something.
Yep.
You snagged it up. Okay. Here's a big word. I don't know if I can spell it right. Parabolic.
Ooh. A type of action in a rod. So it's more of the rod bends as opposed to having a stiffer backbone. So more of the rod bends and it gives you a parabolic shape to your rod.
Yeah. Just think of a rod with like a full arch.
Yep. Tyler says a soft rod. Bend in the rod. Cool.
Yeah, a parabolic rod gives you a big bend in it versus like swim bait rod where it's just kind of bending that first foot, maybe 2 foot. Parabolic rod has the big arch bend.
Yep.
So parabolic.
A rod for treble hooks, and for a lot of for a treble hook exactly. So any bait with treble hooks is good.
Spinning.
A type of reel.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is this type of reel, which is a spinning reel.
Yep.
And that brings up the next one, bait caster.
It's a different type of reel, the conventional reel also. So it's got the spool on top, and all the guides are on top of the rod. Hey, Brian, I gotta take a bio break. Can you take over for 2 minutes? Okay.
Yes, I will. But I'm not going to continue the list till you get back.
Ah, perfect.
So go back.
I'm gonna switch to full screen for you. Here we go.
Okay. Bathroom break. Okay, so commercial break. Let's talk about, another thing I didn't mention is get yourself a good life jacket for gear that you take out. I like this jacket, the inflatable models. Just if you get one, make sure it's an automatic inflatable model. So if you do fall in the water, conk your head, this thing will still save your life. It actually automatically inflate, and they do have on the bottom here a manual just in case that fails that you could use it. But don't forget, guys, to carry a life jacket, especially kayak guys. It's super important. I don't wear mine all the time when I'm fishing in the boat, but anytime I'm using the big motor or going from one location to the other, I always try to wear my life jacket. So don't forget life jacket, sunscreen, and scale. Go get a scale, guys. If you want to enter that 2-pound club, you guys will be shocked on how much 2 pounds is. Let me weigh something just so you can see, just so you guys can see. Let's see here. This is a pretty big case, right, guys? It's full of baits. It's totally full. And I'm going to weigh this just to show you how much a 2-pound spotty it takes to get 2 pounds. Can you guys see the weight on that? Top weight, which is like 1.5 pounds. So this entire case full of baits only weighs 1.5 pounds. So to enter that 2-pound spotty club, it's not as easy as you think. So go get a scale. I want to see you guys start weighing your fish and get into that 2-pound, 3-pound club. So 2 pounds is a lot. You're going to be shocked when you catch like a 14-inch fish and it doesn't even weigh 1 pound. So
that's awesome.
I can't stress it enough. I can't wait till you guys start weighing your fish so I can hear, oh, I finally got my first 2-pounder. I finally got my first 2.5 pounder. I really want you guys to get into that. We've all caught 14-inch fish. We've all caught 15-inch fish. Please.
Salty said 1.5. Someone's low on baits.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm just saying. You guys are going to be shocked how hard it is to catch a 2-pound spotted bay bass. It's not easy. Okay, back. Intermission over. Sorry, guys. Cool.
We're back at it.
I tried. I showed him a life jacket and a weight set. Okay. So where did we end off at? We end off at bait cast. Okay, this is one you know. Skunk. You came up with a term, or you have a sticker based on it.
Yeah, I didn't come up with the term, but I did commandeer it, I guess you could say. Skunk is when you start to fish, you start with a skunk. and you will keep that skunk if you don't catch a fish on that session. So you want to have no skunk sessions or no skunk days.com.
Yeah.
No skunk
So if
days.
somebody says to you, I got skunked, they usually say it in a low voice with their shoulders down, not very happy. It means you caught nothing. There's no fish. I got skunked. So that's what skunk is. Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Lip the fish.
Oh, that's when you use your thumb to grip the lower jaw of the fish. So you're basically holding the fish by its jaw.
Okay, so that is, to me, that's a pretty advanced thing to do. Most new fishermen aren't comfortable doing that, and it takes some time and some confidence to get to the point to where you can lip a spotty.
Zach says you're a man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say confidence. So
yeah, I'm gonna disagree with Zach too on that one. Go ahead.
So first, when you catch a fish, especially a spotty, they've got things behind their gills that are poking you, the back, everywhere on that thing. And they have some pretty sharp little teeth. So the first time you grab one of those, you don't quite know how. And usually what it does, it shakes its head and it rips up your thumb, and you don't try that again for a couple months.
Yep.
And so you start taking pictures of your fish, and you want a nice picture of holding that thing, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to man up and do this. But there's a technique, you probably know it, is don't try gripping it right at the lip. Just be behind the lip, like almost form like a hook with your thumb, and go in kind of like at the tip of your thumb, not the I guess the pad of your thumb,
yep.
and hold it like you would think a hook would be in its mouth.
Yep.
And that you could still get bit, and you could still get scratched up by them. But once you get good at lipping spotties, it's just like instinct. You just go in, you hold that thing up. You hold it pretty firm. Just be careful with them, of course.
So let's go back to Zach's point. And Zach, I'm not picking on you, but for me, it's like a touchy subject because I used to get harassed online about lipping the fish with my shirt sleeve, right? And from my perspective as a beginner, like I didn't want to get my thumb cut up because I was like, I'm showering my kids all the time and I'm cooking food for them and washing my hands all the time. And it's like a pain in the butt to have cut fingers. The other thing is, like, when you're new, you don't know how to lip a fish. You think like that's a fish's jaw, and you think you grab it by the jaw and you put your thumb right on the teeth, and it shakes its head and it just tears into you, right? If you're gonna lip a fish, the proper way to do it is to make a little triangle with your thumb like this. Okay, this is gonna be your safety triangle. You want the fish. You're gonna hold the fish's skin, like its throat skin,
yep,
in between your knuckle and the tip of your thumb, and his actual teeth and jaw are gonna be in this cavity right here. Okay.
Yep.
And then if you hold your thumb up too high like this, you want to lower it a little bit because otherwise that part's gonna hit the top of its teeth, its top jaw, its top teeth. So this is the shape you want to take. Okay. And when you're actually lipping the fish, you want to do it this way. Okay, and if you're gonna hold the fish horizontally, you want to support the weight of the fish with your other hand. There it goes. Okay, that way you don't break its jaw. Okay, but anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that, and I wanted to make sure I covered that because if any beginner's watching this, don't let anybody harass you about lipping the fish with a rag or any way you can. Just do it safely so that the fish is not flopping around on your kayak or getting dropped on a rock. I prefer you lipping it with a rag or with a glove than you dropping it or like exactly. It's like I've had times where like people
getting poked.
Drop fish in the like on the rocks in a jetty, and they land somewhere where they're not in the water, and you have to try to get them out of the hole. Anyway. Anyway, go ahead.
That was an excellent explanation on how to lip a fish. So the largemouth guys, fish freshwater, those fish you can just grab. They're like grabbing nothing. They have a huge mouth, no teeth. But these spotties are a little different. So that was a great explanation. Yeah, make like a hook, but it's only something that you're going to get from experience. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. If you want to try it, go for it.
Yep.
But
cool.
Eventually you'll figure out how to hold that thing. So, okay, next word, launch ramp.
Where you launch boats.
So it's the big concrete driveway going into the water.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, on bit or bit.
that you have a you're bent like a fish is on.
No, I said bit. Bit.
Yeah, you're bit. Yeah, like to me it
Yeah.
means
Okay.
that you have a fish on the hook. You're getting
Yeah.
you gotta
I
strike.
think same thing, but also I just got bit.
Oh, like maybe you had a bite, but it didn't set the
Yeah.
hook or whatever. Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
basically,
So spotties.
your bait got attacked.
Yeah, exactly. So in spotties, you're going to learn this a lot. You're gonna feel a lot of big tugs and then let go because they come up, they'll grab it, pull it, let go, and you're like, oh, missed it, or I got bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have this on a list already, but Dario said a short bite. A
Yeah,
short
short
bite.
strike.
Short strike
Short
or short
strike.
bite.
Yep.
It means that
Yep.
in our minds the fish ate the bait but didn't eat enough of it to get to the hook. So you got a short
Yep.
bite. Yeah. Cool.
Right. Yep. Okay. Here's what I think this might be a Roman term. I think he might have made this one up. Pants.
I'm gonna take credit for this one because
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say that, and I wanted to ask in the chat if you guys know what pants, what I got pants means, and I couldn't figure out a way to describe this situation, so I just made that up. So I think I made that term up, but I'm not sure. Just saying. So do you guys know in the chat what?
I knew that term before I met you, basically. So I know it's been out there, but I think through videos, somebody told me it, and then I learned it. So I think I learned it from you, but I was using it way before I started talking to you. So it's a common term, I think.
Okay. I'm reading through the chats. Okay, so I don't see anybody supporting my hypothesis. Plastic gets pulled down the hook. I heard it pre-rum and salty. Cool. All right. Fine.
Darn it. I thought you were gonna coin that.
I know.
But
I wanted to coin that. Salty.
All right, well,
salty. Confirm where you heard it, because I'm kind of curious. Because I started using it when I was fishing on the Blue Kraken, so that was at least 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Just because I didn't know any other way to describe it, and I was just kind of describing that in the videos just to keep talking.
Have you described what it is yet? Describe what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it's when like on a jig head or like a swim bait, when the fish
I'll do a visual.
Yeah, when the fish bites at your plastic and it pulls off the plastic off the hook, you got pantsed.
Yeah, when your swim bait's dangling on the end, then it's not where it's supposed to be. Basically, they came down and pulled your pants off. Pulled it off.
Getting underpants has not been used. Let's see. I heard it in high school. Yeah, that's why in high school, Captain Dan, that's what the kids used to do. Like, I never had it done to me, but like that's where it came from. And I figured, pants. Like I figured, I got pantsed. So that's when I started using it for fishing. I just wasn't aware that somebody else had already used it for fishing, so that's kind of lame. Boo. Anyway.
Pants is pulling the swim bait off the hook. So, okay. All right. That was a good one. Okay, here's another one. Kind of a kayak term. Waked.
Oh, yeah. Waked is when a boat when a boat kind of like breezes by too close to you and you catch the wake. And
or you're in San Diego Bay and a yacht goes by.
Yeah. And it's kind of annoying because, like, usually for me to say I got waked, it's something like that was almost done like intentionally, or like if there's a guy way out there and like a mile away and his wake eventually gets to me. I don't consider that getting waked. It's when somebody's like, you see me here fishing, bro, and you're hauling past with your jet ski or with a power boat or something. It's like, dude, this guy's about to wake me. Anyway,
the Groupon jet ski, you guys.
Yeah.
So if you guys do see a boat coming towards you,
there you go.
You see the front of the boat rise up, the boater's a jerk because he's trying to make that wake as big as possible. Because he must. I don't know. I've seen.
Because he's got real issues.
Anyway,
Oscar says. Let's just say just. When it waked is just when boats don't give a poop. Exactly. Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay, next word. pitch or flip.
Okay, so we kind of talked a little bit about this because I wasn't 100% sure. I think a pitch. I think a pitch is when I have the lure about the same length as my rod, and I just kind of like swing it, and I swing it out, and pitch it into like a dock or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I try to think of that as like a pitch, like a softball pitch.
Yeah, like a
kind of
okay.
just
like a pitch. Okay.
Pitch.
Cool.
Okay,
Okay,
pitch
so,
softball.
so is that what you guys consider a pitch, guys? It's a type of cast. It's a type of cast. Short underhand cast. Okay, good. Yeah, so that would be a pitch.
Like a softball pitch.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
What about if I have about 2 feet of line from the tip of my rod to my lure, and I do this motion to get it like to get it to go kind of like not.
That would be a flip, right?
That's a flip then, right? Because I basically want the lure to travel in a straight line as opposed to a pitch. Where it's
like when you're trying to get around, like you're trying to get around something.
Yeah, or
flip it.
Or I'm trying to make that gap between like the water and the dock. It's like I kind of try to get underhand, like a little bit of a flip. Is that a flip? That's a flip. Cool.
That's what I flip. Yep. And a pitch, the pitch to me is, but no, what you're talking about. The flip to me, I think it's when the rod's low and you like do this, flip it like you're flipping it into somewhere.
Yeah. So same thing as this, right? That was because like on the kayak, I'm sideways.
A pitch to me, I think, is when it's a dangling line.
Pendulum.
Pendulum. That's what I'm looking for.
Good.
And it flips, it pitches it. And I'm even confusing myself here. But and then a flip is not so much that light pendulum toss, but you're like flipping it, like flicking the tip of the rod.
Yeah,
it's still dangling.
Yep.
Flicking it. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So I think we're on the same page.
A flip is like when you're trying to go around something, and it's more like a circle movement, like a 180 circle movement. Are we getting too?
No, it's good. It's
too
good.
technical.
No, it's good. This is something that we need to talk about. I love it. Okay, so I pitched the other day, 10 feet away from the docks with my hand, holding the lure. Pitched it perfectly.
Was it overhand or underhand?
Was it overhand? Was it? That's funny. That's funny. Very cool.
Okay, skipping. Another technique of casting. Skipping.
It's when you basically fling your lure kind of parallel to the surface, and you kind of try to make it skip like when you skip in a stone.
Oh yeah, I always envision this scenario. It's a high tide, and there's a dock with only about 2 feet between the bottom of the dock and the water, and I'm trying to skip it as deep into that dock as I can. So I try to get it as close to the water and just like a rock, skip it deep underneath a structure. Skipping.
Okay. Very cool. Skipping is also a lost art of catching skipjack tuna. Ooh.
Huh.
That's a good one. Gotta have the
right bait to skip. Service. Yep. It definitely takes some practice to be good at skipping it. Okay, hog trough.
Oh, what's up, Roman? What's up, Andrew? A measuring device with a bump plate and curve to the plate so the fish stays in position.
Yeah, I think that's a brand name, hog trough. It's not like, but you'll hear a lot of people say hog trough, and it's actually a brand name of a measuring device. It's like a lot of people buy because it's got a concave surface.
It's like the original, and they make hog troughs. They make branded hog troughs for other brands. So like like a Fastlane one, OEX one, but the actual design of it is a hog trough. Yeah.
Okay. Slack tide.
High or low, it's when you're at the highest point in the tide or the lowest point in the tide for the given tide swing, and it's called slack because there's hardly any water movement at that point. Current.
Yep. It's the time between the period. It's the time period between the in and out. Mm-hmm. So it's not going in, it's not going out. It's just either low or high. So slack tide, and we talk a lot about that. If you don't know what that is, you need to go back like 5 shows because we are always talking about tide. In spotty world, tide's a big deal.
Always talking about tide.
We only got about 5 more here.
Woo.
So, okay. This one, low, high tide. So, low, high tide. You could show your chart. There's a low tide when the water in the bay is down low, basically. And there's a high tide when the water rushes in and the water's up high. Yep. So, high, low tide.
Cool.
Okay. I don't know if I coined this one. This might be my coined word, riprap.
I've never heard it used in fishing. I don't think I've ever heard it to describe the structure that you're describing, riprap. But I have heard the word before.
That is because I know it's called that when they're adding riprap for erosion control device. Basically, it's called riprap, and it's to prevent the beaches or whatever you're trying to banks, whatever, from eroding. So it's basically broken up rock that they put against the jetty wall or they put against the banks of Mission Bay or anywhere where you see broken up crushed rocks. That's riprap.
Yeah. So Coach says it's been a very, very long used term. Coach, we know that riprap has been used, but like in fishing to describe the transition between the rocks and the sand.
That's just what I've always called it, but I may have heard it somewhere, but I just know it as riprap. I know that's what it's called. So riprap, that's the shoreline of the bays and jetties.
So no original terms from you either. So sorry.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Coach. I'm gonna come up with one.
I just play the trombone sound.
All right.
That said, I'm gonna make up a term.
Okay, last 3 words.
I'm gonna make up a term one of these days. Go ahead.
Inshore fishing. Inshore fishing.
So, I consider that. I know there's a difference, but my first thought is to think inside the bays. But I know like La Jolla is still considered kind of inshore, right?
Yeah. So I don't know what the official range is. I'm sure Coach does. But to me, anything where you can see the shore, like from the boat or from however far you're out, is inshore. I don't know if that's the rule. I don't know if it's 3 miles, whatever. It's probably not a very good rule because if it's foggy, you can't see it. But inshore to me is if I can see the shore. So, and that would be La Jolla is inshore fishing, the bay is inshore fishing, anything that is close to the shore, I guess. Inshore fishing. I don't know the actual range. Hopefully somebody answers that. Okay, second to last word. Bowling Pin Island.
Or even just say the bowling pin. The bowling pin.
Yeah.
It's that airport or like that air control tower. It's not a control tower. It's like a navigation system in Mission Bay around the jet ski zone.
Okay, yeah. This is what I consider that. That is the center of the Indianapolis Jet Ski 500. So if you go to Mission Bay, there's this island in the high speed area, and there's a thing that looks like a top of a bowling pin. I've always called it Bowling Pin Island, and you go counterclockwise around that as fast as you want. So in the summertime, us fishermen are kind of the outskirts of that, looking in at the mayhem of this constant circle of jet skiers and pleasure boaters flying around that thing. But side note, wintertime, that's an awesome place to fish, or early in the morning. I think I caught my first 4 fish there Saturday because I knew nobody'd be out there early, so I shot over there real quick to scope it out, and I caught 4 fish there. So
nice.
Bowling Pin Island is a good spot, especially in the winter.
Very cool. All right. Is that it?
No, we got one more donated by Jet on Instagram. We were on an Instagram pre-show, and Jet put in a word, and I'm going to put it in there for him. Turd roller.
That's a sand bass, a barred sand bass.
Yes, and who's going to give the description of why it's called that?
I'll give the description because when you're bringing them up, they usually make their body into a spiral, so they roll. So by the time you get them out to the boat or the kayak, your line's twisted up because they're rolling the whole way up, and then as soon as you get them on the boat, they poop on your boat.
Yeah, it gets like a 5-pounder. It's a healthy poop. So
that's so funny.
Turd roller. Thanks, Jet, for contributing that word. And that's it for vocabulary.
Very cool.
Unless anybody wants to add a quick one and see if you guys can stump me and Roman on a quick vocabulary word.
I'm still sad about pants not being an original. Man.
Hey, I know you're feeling, man. Rip rap's not either.
I'm gonna come up with a completely new word It's not gonna mean anything to anybody, and I'm gonna start using it and see if it catches on. I want to have.
Yeah.
Choked it, says Muto.
Choked it. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you take that one.
When the fish ate the lure so hard that it got a hook set like on the palate or behind its teeth, like really deep in there.
Yeah,
like
for me, that's
it's engulfed.
The Berkeley Gulp mullet's the king of that because I don't know, it sucked that thing in and it's way down so deep it's hard to get the hook out. They choked it. It's all the way in their mouth.
Ooh, Dog Dude said bird's nest. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I bird's nest. But bird's nest is when you are using a bait casting reel and you get a really bad backlash and the line is like coming out of the reel and it looks like a bird's nest.
And Salty's says a hot stick.
Oh, that's a good one. You want to do that one, or you want me to?
Oh, go ahead. I'll read them to you. You can respond to them.
I think hot stick is like you're that pole. You're catching a lot of fish on it. Is that right?
Yep. Sounds good.
You got a hot stick. I'm casting. This thing's caught me 4 in a row. I got a hot stick.
Muto says dragon paws.
Ooh, that stumps me. I don't know. Dragon paws.
Yeah.
Is that like a sculpin term?
No,
sculpin term, maybe?
It's what it sounds like when you say drag and pause.
Oh, dragon paws.
Really fast.
Ah, good one. Good one.
Who is bugging opening day? I'm gonna go opening day. I'll probably be diving. Cool.
I don't.
Oh,
I will hoop netting.
You're on fire. Probably means you're getting bit. All right.
Yeah, on fire. That's a good one.
Zach's got a good one. Leader.
Oh, leader. So a leader is this right here. I probably can't see this, but okay, you got your braided line. Well, this doesn't have it, but a braided line with any other type of line connected to it, like a monofluorocarbon. That's the last 6 feet of your line. Usually we do a braid to carbon leader, 6 feet of clear line, or more, or however you do it. Any other words, guys?
That's a good
one. All right. So I
think we're... Oh, CPR. Catch, photo, release. I like that one. That's right.
Yeah, I love catch, photo, release. That's the way I fish.
Muto, I didn't invent dragon paws. I think Afrin at Warbaits said it at one of his seminars. Just he was talking and he said dragon paws as a lure retrieval technique, and I thought it sounded like dragon paws, and so I kind of just took that and thought it'd be a fun way to remember that retrieve. So I think he accidentally coined it. Go ahead.
Yep. Wind knot. You want to grab that one?
Ooh.
I hate wind knot.
Is that like a backlash?
It's a coach word. I think it's when you're casting into the wind and the line basically passes up, causes a knot in the line. So it's when you're casting into the wind and it creates a knot in the cast.
And
then when you reel it in,
then I know how I did that.
I think that's what you mean, right, Coach?
That's good.
Yeah.
Huh?
What is it? Is that cook? K-O-O-K? What is that?
A kook.
A kook? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the definition for a fisherman that's kind of annoying you, I guess.
Maybe
is that what you mean?
Someone that's willingly ignorant of the norms of a fishing community.
Somebody's hitting you with their lure while they're casting. That might be a kook.
Yeah. A honey hole. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, honey hole. So a honey hole is like when you pull up on the spot and dude, it's on. Everybody's on the boat. It's catching fish, or you're catching like 3 in a row. You just found a honey hole. That's like a hot spot.
A Guggen.
I've heard that on the show Wicked Tuna. I think that's somebody from out of town, is it? Maybe that's trying to come in and.
I think similar to a kook, I guess.
Yeah, I heard that say that on Wicked Tuna.
Let's see. Cool. A high five?
Oh, I got one. The turkey.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what that one is, right?
Three of a kind?
No. I just going for the turkey. So okay. 1 cast, you catch a fish. 2nd catch, you catch a fish. If you can catch 3 fish in 3 casts, you just got the turkey.
Nice.
Just like bowling. You 3 strikes in bowling is a turkey.
Oh, okay. That's
3
cool.
fish in a row, 3 casts is a turkey.
Yeah, Guggen is a newbie fisherman, says Zach. No, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't usually use any disparaging terms.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody starts somewhere, so
We just
we'll
say
stay away
beginners.
from those terms.
We just say beginners. A
First time.
rookie fisherman. That's a good one, Leonard. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Rookie year. I like that. I like that.
Everybody started at some point, so you're
Cool.
always learning.
Cool. All right, I think we're like past. Yeah, we're at 8:31.
Wait, so I think we're gonna save the getting a bird, dehooking a bird, and the crankbait for another night. I think those are good subjects. So we'll go over those another night.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Awesome. Okay, guys. Let's see. Tomorrow is a day off, but Friday we're doing trivia night. Double the questions, so it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be 4 winning slots. Okay.
Sounds like some good prizes.
Yeah. So it should be fun. It's gonna be exciting. I hope you guys were paying attention. I hope you guys were taking notes this week and last week, and yeah, we have a lot of.
Month.
What's that?
For the last month.
I know, for the last month, all that's fair game. So if you're gonna go back and rewatch some episodes and you have some spare time, do me a favor and help me with the time stamping. Go look on Facebook, and you'll see a post I put up asking for people to volunteer to help. Okay. So awesome. Anything else you want to share before we sign off?
No, I've had a lot of fun doing this show, guys. I love talking about those vocab words. That was a lot of fun. But I'm going to sign off, guys. Thanks for having me again, Roman. Always have a lot of fun doing this. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. So get out there and snag some grass and catch some bass.
Awesome. There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Cool. All right. So again, big shout out to Brian. Thanks for joining us on the show and helping make the show possible and making it super exciting and fun. So that was cool. Guys, sometimes I'll stream on Twitch, especially on weekends and on Tuesdays. That's where I stream. There's a link here in the screen for you guys, romancastro.com/Twitch. That'll take you to my Twitch account, and you can subscribe to that and watch me fish live from the kayak, ask questions, interact, all that fun stuff. Friday again is Fishy Hour. We're doing trivia night. We don't do it regularly, so it's been a while since we've done a trivia night. Again, we're playing for 4 items. 2 items will be donated by Cool Baits, and then 2 items will be donated from me. It'll basically be 2 vouchers for a shirt off of my shop.romancastro.com website. Spotty Republic shirts, Mad Max shirts, Grumpy Spotty shirts, Angry Butt shirts, all the designs. All of these designs are original, made by me, and for the fishing community, for you guys. Okay, so that's what's going on. I should have turned on the music earlier. Let me kick on this music for the sign off. All right, so if you guys have any questions, I'm not gonna hang out in Discord tonight. It's been a long day, and I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. I have a crazy headache because of the going into keto, so should be good. So the music is our little theme song, Zach. Usually I play at the end of the show and at the beginning. At the end of the show, we do some shout outs. Probably not even gonna play some Street Fighter. Just gonna relax. Maybe go to sleep early, so I don't feel hungry before I want to go to bed. So shout out to Salty. Shout out to Zach, Dr. Drone. Shout out to Oscar. Thanks for joining us all the way from Texas. SD Fisherman, welcome. Hyder. Let's see, we have Jet in here. Leonard in the house. Thank you, Leonard. I see Coach Worf TV. Make sure you guys give him a follow. Go check out his channel, Worf TV. I see, and Zach too, Dr. Drone. He's got a YouTube channel as well. I see BDG. Thanks again for participating. You had some great questions tonight. I appreciate that. Carter, what's up, Carter? Sorry I missed you earlier. Didn't shout you out, but welcome to the show. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Todd, as always, thanks for the awesome art you make for the community. And if you guys want to check out Todd's work, here's a yellowtail back here, and you can go to tbmetalart.com. He donated this beautiful yellowtail to the show, and I told him that I will always promote him because it's such a cool element to the show. It makes the show look more high end. Let's see. Zach I know you're late, but thanks for showing up anyway. We're doing the show at 7 p.m., correct? Trivia night will be at 7 p.m. on Friday. Let's see who else is in here. I see, of course, Dario. And let's see. Captain Dan, yep. Art. Artie. And let's see. I see Roman and Andrew. Muto. Cool. And John. Awesome. All right, guys. Sorry if I missed you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I'll see you guys Friday. So, good night. Okay, let's see here. Okay, cool. So that show ended.